Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a plunge right into the heart of India. We're talking about Delhi.
Yeah, and we've got some really interesting material here. It gives this sort of panoramic view of the capital.
Exactly. So, our mission is pretty straightforward. Pull out the most, captivating bits and really get a feel for what makes Delhi tick.
You're here for the insights. Thorough, but efficient.
That's the plan, so let's get straight into it.
Okay, well, the first thing that really jumps out from this source is how it describes Delhi. It's not just a city, right?
No, it calls it an history, a culture, and a feeling. Even the heart of India. That's pretty evocative.
It really is. It sets the stage, suggesting this immense historical and emotional weight. It's more than just buildings and roads.
Absolutely. And that sparks curiosity, doesn't it? This idea that, every street corner, every building has a story.
Yeah, for anyone interested in history, that's the hook.
Yeah.
Seeing the past alive in the present.
Mm.
And the source quickly takes us through these two distinct sides of Delhi: Old Delhi, Purani Delhi, and New Delhi.
Right. Two different realities almost, but totally connected.
Exactly. It's not just geography. It's like layers of time, different influences shaping the city.
Okay, so let's start with Old Delhi. The source mentions it was founded by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan.
Yeah, think about that era. The grandeur, the artistic heights. The source points to landmarks that are still major touchstones from that time.
Like the Red Fort, Lal Kila.
Exactly. Described as a unique example of Mughal architecture. I mean, its design alone, pulling from Persian and Timurid styles. It was a statement.
A statement of power and art, right?
Absolutely. And then there's Jama Masjid, one of India's largest mosques. Again, highlighting that huge modal impact culturally and historically.
And you can't talk Old Delhi without Chandni Chowk, can you? The source says every taste and tradition is seen there.
Oh, that paints such a vivid picture. You can almost feel the energy.
Yeah, those narrow lanes, buzzing with activity, the old Havelis, those traditional mansions.
Oh,
Right?
yeah. They really ground you in that historical context.
In the shops, there's a riot of color. It sounds like, well, a sensory explosion, past and present just mashed together.
That sensory part is key, I think, to understanding Old Delhi. It's not just looking at old buildings.
Right.
It's experiencing that continuous flow of life, the traditions, the smells, the sounds. It all creates this unique character.
Okay, so let's pivot now to New Delhi. Established as the capital during British rule, the source notes.
Yes, and that immediately signals a different kind of history, a different layer.
If you think about Indian history, yeah, that creation of New Delhi, it marks a big shift, different rulers, different architecture.
Totally. And the source highlights those landmarks that really symbolize that era. And now, national pride. You've got Rashtrapati Bhavan,
The presidential palace.
Sansad Bhavan, the Parliament House, and of course, India Gate. Very different structures. Grand, often in that Indo-Saracenic style, projecting a different kind of authority.
It sounds like a world away from Old Delhi.
In many ways, yes.
Mm.
The wide roads, the greenery, that sense of space, modernity. The source calls it a global city.
Which reflects its role today, definitely.
And this contrast, it's not just looks, is it? It reflects changing needs, changing ideas about what a capital should be over time.
Makes sense.
The source also throws in modern attractions like Aksharam Temple, the Lotus Temple,
Oh, right.
and Qutub Minar, which is obviously much older, but still such a prominent landmark. It kind of bridges those different periods.
So Delhi really is this incredible mix, old, new, different empires, different styles, all woven together. But beyond just old versus new, what about the city's overall character? What defines Delhi as a whole?
Well, one really strong theme in the source is unity and diversity.
Ah, yes.
It stresses this deep respect for all the different religions, languages, cultures that coexist there.
And it's not just passive tolerance, is it? This source implies something more active.
Exactly. It's like a vibrant mixing. You see it in festivals people share, maybe even in how food has evolved in different neighborhoods over, centuries.
That's fascinating. And it talks about the people being energetic.
Yeah, energetic people, streets, always lively. It gives you this impression of constant motion, a real buzz.
A city that never sleeps, maybe?
Something like that. And part of that energy, I think, comes from its role as a huge educational center.
Right. The source mentions specific institutions.
Yes, Delhi University DU, Jawaharlal Nehru University JNU, and the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIMS. Big names.
These aren't just universities. They've really shaped India, haven't they? Producing leaders, thinkers, doctors.
Across so many fields, yeah. They're incredibly influential.
Okay, now for a topic close to my heart, and probably many listeners' hearts too. The food.
Ah, yes. The source gets pretty enthusiastic here, calls Delhi a haven, a paradise for food lovers.
I bet. What specifics did it mention?
Oh, the list is tempting. Kolgape, chat.
The street food snacks.
Exactly, those explosions of flavor. Then, Parathi Waligali.
An entire lane of stuffed flatbreads. Wow.
Right, and kulbalchar, that classic spicy chickpea curry with the puffy bread.
Can't go wrong with that.
And of course, it mentions the kebabs from Old Delhi. Legendary stuff.
It sounds like these dishes aren't just food, they're history on a plate.
That's a great way to put it. They carry traditions, reflect the different communities that have made Delhi home. It's like a culinary tour through the city's diverse past.
It's delicious history. Okay, so that brings us towards the conclusion in the source material.
Yeah, it wraps up quite powerfully. It circles back to the idea that Delhi isn't just the capital.
Right, it holds this deeper emotional connection for Indians everywhere.
And it uses this lovely phrase to capture Delhi's essence. Here, history breathes, culture blossoms, and the future takes shape.
That really sums it up, doesn't it? The blend of past, present, and future all happening at once.
It's a very dynamic picture.
So wrapping